This guy is like,
Shaka Khan!
oh, I love Shaka Khan.
And then there's a Whitney Houston version of this song. I defy you not to sing right now.
You know, Shaka Khan was on Rockin' New Year's Eve last year. She killed it.
That song has been remade a bunch of times. Yeah, that song has been made. Like, I defy you to go on there and find a bad version of that song. There's Whitney Houston. There's Whitney Houston with CNC Music Factory with Jam, because they had to be like, listen, no one gets more 90s. If you ever want to just know what early 90s, late 80s, early 90s music was about, you listen to You Can't Touch This by MC Hammer, Ice Ice Baby by Vanilla Ice, and anything by CNC Music Factory. And then you will get like that transition time from 80s music to 90s music. Then it went way weird with grunge, which I didn't care for. And then it went into more just like very eclectic music across the board. We try to play some for you. It's hard to pin down 90s music.
Yes.
When you hear it, you know it's from the 90s. Like the 70s is the same deal. Like, oh, that's a 7. Like there's distinct sound to music from different decades that you can really pinpoint. Because I find myself as I get older, my dad did this too, and I always thought he was a little bit weird. My grandpa did this, and uncles did this. Like they stopped listening to current music instead of saying current. I try to listen to current music, and sometimes it's just no good.
I'm the same way.
No offense to everybody out there who's listening to current music, but and I mean across genres too. I don't mean just one simple genre. I mean, that's just like
I agree. It's not original right now. We're in it. Yeah, I just feel like the music I'm listening to, regardless of what, it's just not real original. So nothing's like wowing me. So yeah, go on back.
It's like pop. Oh, like The Weeknd. Okay, I will say this: The Weeknd has a very Prince, Michael Jackson-y kind of
Bruno
feel
Mars
to his music. I feel like, The Weeknd makes sense to me.
Yeah.
But he made one album where I think there's not a bad song on it. So that's the exception to the rule.
Yeah, there always are exceptions.
Yeah.
You know. But this is not a time like the 70s or the 90s where it was such a transition in music, you know, from big hair bands and, you know, AC/DC and.
But I think now too, maybe, and this is what maybe with music is now more artist driven, because you had to make good song after good song after good song. The reason the 80s music and 70s music are called that, and like, you know, well, not that they were made then, but you can make one song, be very distinctive, be a landmark hit, and that's it.
That's it.
That you are a one-hit wonder.
Come on, Eileen. Who doesn't know Come On, Eileen?
You can't do that now, because you have to buy, like you don't get your songs purchased in an album for $12.99 or $14.99 for cassette or a CD, like you do now. Like you buy a song, you buy an album for a song. This is like, listen, kids, okay. You would buy this cassette.
Yes.
Because the album, because you know they had one great song on there. You might get this single. You couldn't really always get the single, because that's a cassette single. And then you buy it, and then there was only one song. The rest of it was just horrible, awful music. And so now, if you like, if I want to hear what's popular, and at least what's, you know, I can just go to the charts on iTunes or Spotify and just say, play me the top 100 songs. I don't have to buy anything. I essentially, for the price of an album in my day, our day, you know, $7.99, or I'm sorry, $12.99. You can get every song imaginable, one per month. I know I was buying way more cassettes than I had the whole like thing of cassettes, 2 things of cassettes. When you slotted them in, you could either alphabetize them, or you could make them by this, or you could make. Tell you what, it took up a lot of space. Where now I have every song in the world is on this thing. When the iPods came out, that was just stunning.
They'll never know what it was like to sit and listen to the Sunday Countdown, to make your own cassette of the best songs. Guys,
Casey Kasem.
Casey Kasem. A long lost dedication.
I think, students, you can say it. You missed us yesterday. We were so busy on Tuesday. We were so packed with meetings on Wednesday. We're just like, no announcements. No. And I could hear the crying from all in my office, even though we're isolated in here. I could hear like the
6th graders missed us today. I know Connor was like, Miss Barber, where are the announcements?
So y'all know you love us and you miss us when we're not here.
How much
But you know what? That is the, you know, considering how much stuff goes on in a school day, we've only missed one announcement that hasn't been like a schedule change from a day. Like that's pretty intense. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
We've been
and quality. I mean, in their quality announcements.
The quality, yeah. So who else? What other principals going to talk about? 90s music, ravioli, the downfall or the good or bad of Lunchables.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, too, we actually toyed around with the idea. We are currently looking for our third co-host right now, our assistant. Well, they'd also be the assistant principal here. So we actually thought we could just have them come on announcements and just like talk about food. And what do you consider Pop-Tarts ravioli? And if they say no, they're out.
Yeah. That'll be their final interview. Is that
yeah. If you because sixth graders feel like Pop-Tarts aren't ravioli, so that's why I can't take all sixth graders seriously. Because it is a ravioli.
It is a ravioli.
Is there a Pop-Tart cereal?
Yeah,
there is. Mm-hmm. I'm not seeing it. I might have to like at least buy it to look at it. There was a so my wife one day says, "Oh, you should get those. What are the oatmeal cream pie?
Oh, Little Debbie's.
Terrible. Oh, horrible. Don't buy that cereal. Here's I'll save you $3 right now. That cereal is terrible. It's nothing like the oatmeal cream pie. Don't buy it." And I'm not
the Pop-Tart cereal is in strawberry and brown sugar and cinnamon.
Yeah, if you like anything other than that and Pop-Tarts, that's something gross too. Like no.
Yeah. No, maybe, and it looks like now maybe cookies and cream. That's another very popular one. No. Yeah, cookies and cream. That's just for like a snack.
Yeah, I guess. I still need like maybe like we would have taste tests, test a piece of like ravioli, take a piece of.
Do you know when Pop-Tart cereal came out?
It was a couple years ago, right?
1994.
Really? I don't remember that.
That's what Google just told me.
Of course, I will say this. In 1994, I was an incredibly poor college student at the Purdue University.
Pop-Tart
cereal. So I'm pretty certain Cheerios was purchased with milk, and that was the extent of groceries at the time.
I could steal from the lunchroom for my Saturday.
Yes, possibly grilled cheese. Well, no, because my first 2 years at Purdue, I had a meal plan. I was living in a dorm, but then I moved to what's called residence halls apartments that were kind of up from the football stadium. So my last 2 years, and I didn't have a meal plan, so you really were purchasing on your own. And so that was stretching. And then I was student teaching. That was almost impossible. But luckily,
ramen noodles and baked potatoes.
But the cafeteria lady where I was student teaching at, and I think actually that's where Miss Corey went for her elementary school, Hose Elementary in Carpentersville. Not the same time. I was there way before she was even born. The lunch lady would sneak the student teachers. There were two of us, free lunches because they knew we didn't make any money.
Oh, God love them.
I know. So like,
these are the best.
So, or they had pitch-ins. Mm-hmm.
And you get all the leftovers. That's what I would do.
Pitch-in. Well, we should send the leftovers home with the. There you go. I agree. I agree. So that's why I never had Pop-Tart cereal. I wonder if it's still around.
I don't know, but Google said it was in 1994.
So maybe that's a taste test here. So, or we just pour milk over a Pop-Tart in general.
Just get a Pop-Tart and just dip it in milk.
Yeah. So okay, hold up. If any student takes Pop-Tarts and it puts them in a bowl and breaks them up and then puts milk on it, I want to know if you do that or not. So
I bet somebody does.
You know what I do? I actually did purchase a toaster to try anything that you make with butter. But your butter churn has not come yet, right? And so
no, my butter churn got canceled, so I just never reordered it.
Oh, you need the orders. We had taste tests with the butter, and also I was supposed to maybe butter a Pop-Tart and try that because Miss Malott in 7th grade said that was primo. I'm like, well, okay.
Yeah, I need to reorder my butter churn. I'm
so
pioneer.
This is important. You missed out on this yesterday. I just want everybody to know this. Now we've hit 90s music, and we've hit food, and we've hit cereal, and
butter churn.
That's enough. That's enough, really. So
that's 2 days worth.
Miss a day, miss a lot.
So 2 days worth of content right there.
It is Friday Eve too, so we missed Wadna's dog, and now it's Friday Eve. So let's get to Friday Eve announcements.
Yay!
All right, it is Friday Eve, Thursday, March 11th, 2021. And I think it's supposed to rain today.
Yeah.
Listen, considering March 10th and March 9th were very nice days.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have some rain. We know it's probably going to get a little chilly between now and spring break. It always happens.
That's normal.
So, we're good with this with no snow for the last couple weeks. We're all good with that. It's all melted away. So enjoy March. I do that's March is my favorite.
March is a good
tournament's coming up, March Madness.
I think doesn't the Big Ten tournament start?
Started last night, and of course we record this on Wednesday, so I don't know if Indiana beat Rutgers or lost to Rutgers. Well, I can guess. All right, well, okay, or what I want to happen, I should say more than what I think is going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
But
you never know. It's tourney time. Anything can happen.
Never know. So enjoy our Friday Eve, but this is my favorite sports time of the year, even better than NFL football. But so it's just like crammed into.
It's a fun time.
College basketball. Love it. Love it.
Yep.
All right, don't forget, students, start your day at Canvas, msdwt.instructure.com. Every day starts at Canvas. Parents, start your day at westlaneparents.com with the parent portal and with Parent Square. Students, you can go on to westlaneparents.com too. There's nothing there that you can't see. It's where you can also access the homework hotline. You can access the schedule. And so we'll be actually updating schedule for next week because there is no more red and black days. Everybody comes in. That's supposed to come in 4 days a week. Speaking of, that's why we've kind of flipped. Our focus now is going to be in the room for West Lane, both teachers and for students, because there's going to be a majority of students in the room. And usually we talk about being safe, responsible, and respectful, but I want to focus on the new ones we've added here. They're not really new expectations, but they are certainly things we want to make sure that you understand.
Right.
Number one, we're not using restrooms during passing periods. We have built in 3 different restroom usages throughout the day in periods 1 and 5, in the lunch period, and then in period 1 and 5, and then also 4 and 8 at the end of the day, plus during lunch. We also have a pass tracker that allows you to use the restroom 2 more times if you have to. So that's where we're at with do not use the restrooms during passing periods.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, okay, we need to get back to a habit of keeping our phones put away. Now, next year, they'll have to stay in their lockers, but we really need to start keeping, just get in the habit. I really want to try to break before spring break, just let's keep our phones in our bags, our backpacks at all times. You have your backpack at all times. We're not going to use lockers. And so that is why you should make sure you just leave your phone in your backpack.
Which also means too, and I know I didn't mean to interrupt, but this also means, because I've had a couple teachers ask, that you do need to disconnect your headphones from the music that is playing on your phone in your backpack.
Because if we think it's an issue, we'll just give you wired headphones. You can put those in from your computer.
Yes, and this is not your teachers being mean. This is just us getting back into good school habits.
And then lastly, you need to be on time to class. I don't see how any student is possibly late because you have everything with you. There's no restroom during passing periods. We're allowing you to use restrooms during the class period. So there's really no way, if you were going, again, if you went from the farthest point in the building, which would be Mr. Nickerson and Miss May's classroom in 201 and 203, and then you were all the way up to Miss Peacock's corner, way up there, or even Art, that would take legitimately 2 minutes.
Right.
And even if you were walking and if you were walking the slowest possible, you still get there in 4 minutes. So there's no reason to be late to class or be on time to class. We'll say this for Zoom norms. Let's go down to being responsible. You have got to be getting into the Zoom class on time.
Yeah.
All right. We're having a discussion in which the teachers are not going to hover over their computer anymore. Right. Certainly, though, you'll be able to see them on the camera, but this coming in like 20 minutes after the class, it's not going to work. So if you're 20 minutes late into class or 30 minutes late into class and not on time, the teacher doesn't let you in right away, please. I mean, don't blame the teacher. You have to be responsible to get the class on time. So I know that those of you who are staying at home have a valid reason for this, but you have to be in time for your Zoom classes, and that schedule does not change even with everybody back, with the group back in the building. Mm-hmm. And so we're going to start also calling, if it's your day to be here, and everybody's day, if you're here in person, you need to be here in person. You may not just say, you know, I don't feel like coming to school today. Now, if you're sick, you stay home, your parents call in and call you sick. Mm-hmm. If you're just like, I don't want to go to school today, that's not acceptable. Mm-hmm. Okay, so you need to be here in school every day. Because at some point, if you miss enough, we're just going to say, well, you must be a virtual student and flip you to virtual, because we're not going to have the kind of in and out here, because the teachers are doing an excellent job setting up socially distanced classrooms. And for the most part, we can still maintain 6 feet of social distance. Yep. And so also too, don't forget masks. Masks are right through here, above the nose, below the chin. That's simple. Covering your mouth, covering your nose. I know sometimes they slip. Teachers will just say, hey, pull up your mask, and make sure you do that. So what we talk about nose and mask, this simple. Look at this. Simple. Above my nose, not here, like you see a lot of basketball coaches do. and definitely not here. I don't even see how that's a go-to. But right here, all right? Right here. That's how we do it. Okay, so make sure you're wearing your mask correctly every day. I know it seems like we're being sticklers on this. It's a safety issue. It's a getting back to a routine issue. So we'll continue to work with you, but you've got to work with us. And you've done a good job so far of working with us. It's just about getting back in the groove of quote unquote normal school. Okay. Yep. Technology issues. Please dial 317-254-5566 after you try to turn it back on and turn it off. If not, go on to westlaneparents.com. There is a form right below the weekly schedule that says technology form. Fill that out. All the information about your computer is on the back with the little asset ID. So make sure you have all that information. Mm-hmm. 8th grade, I think this is the last day. Today's the last day of selecting their classes. Yeah. So a few of them. They're so ready to be Panthers.
I know. Miss them. So close.
Yeah. Don't forget though, we listen. We still have a quarter of being a West Lane Wildcat. So be the best West Lane Wildcat you can be. Yep. But we start the process of missing you. So.
Yep.
6th graders, are you interested in honor science and social studies for next year? Make sure you fill out the application that was through West Lane Middle School and through your teachers too. And make sure you get your current teacher's recommendation. That could be any teacher you have that understands your academic capability. We would like to be social studies and science, but doesn't necessarily have to be that. So make sure you get that recommendation. And speaking of recommendations and applications, don't forget to be part of our nationwide famous AVID program here at West Lane.
One of a kind.
Showcase school. I always said, in fact, I used to say in my phone calls home, we are a showcase, AVID showcase school and AVID school-wide site of distinction. So we are, just make sure that you are applying for that and making sure you're doing your best to get in there. And I think the interviews start here shortly.
Yep.
West Lane Safe, the Student Alliance for Equity, next meeting is Monday, March 15th, 12:05 to 1 o'clock on Zoom. All club info and Zoom links can be found in the Safe Canvas course. Any questions, please see Mrs. Courtney. That is our Student Alliance for Equity, our SAFE program. All right, Women's History Month. So we talk about who's making an impact for Women's History Month. So guess what? We have some staff here who make an impact, right? That's allowed.
You make me run up, kick my heels up and down, throw my hands up and down, throw my head back and down. Come on now, don't forget to say you will.
So today's shout out is Miss Brobe. So Assumption Garcia in the 6th grade says, Miss Brobe always encourages me. And also she gives me sweet and good comments about me and my homework. Miss Brobe, you are making an impact on Assumption and others' life. And so that's awesome. It's awesome to hear.
Thank you, Mrs. Brobe.
Thank you, Mrs. Brobe, and thank you, Assumption, for acknowledging Miss Brobe. We got a birthday. We always know if there's a spinning cake, there's birthday.
Yeah, it's her birthday.
If the cake splats, it's no birthday.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, today. Hold up. All right, so now, moving cake. Sorry about that. I had a little technical glitch. The moving cake shows it's someone's birthday today, and today's birthday is Donovan Tim.
Happy birthday, Donovan.
Happy birthday, Donovan. So, yes, you get the cake today. You take the cake.
You get the cake. I wish we had a cake to give you.
Yeah, I do too.
But we got a virtual one.
I want to talk a bit about, okay, so we've had a West Lane Sports Report, and I overlooked a very exciting group of students that have done a phenomenal job, and their season also ended when the girls' season ended, and that is our cheerleaders.
Oh, our cheerleaders.
All right, Miss Bostic and our cheerleaders, you know, when we talk about this too, they do a double season, football and basketball, and then they do a double basketball season. So they pretty much start in August. They start in August. They go to October. They take a little bit of a break. They then they start when the boys start basketball, which is about mid-November, and they don't end until March. So not only did they double season it with football and basketball, they double season the basketball. So this is a picture we got of the cheerleaders. So thank you, cheerleaders, for all of your hard work and all of your dedication and keeping the spirits up. Because, you know, we didn't have crowds this year.
Yeah.
And so they were the excitement to lead cheers and to and some of y'all are great at backflipping all the way down the court.
Yes.
I would just fall down once and then kind of have some ice. But yes, talented young ladies, and kept everybody's spirits up, even though smaller crowds. Sometimes we had more cheerleaders than fans because we had a limit, but they did a great job.
Thank you, girls. Thank you, cheerleaders.
All right, don't forget the mission of Wesleyan Middle School is to develop lifelong learners and globally minded citizens by fostering the academic, creative, and social skills needed to achieve excellence in a multicultural environment. All right, so usually it's a second step kind of day here. We missed Diagnostic IXL dance party yesterday.
Yeah, gosh.
We have pictures today though, so that's kind of like teacher choice. However you want to square it away. You do announcements, you do pictures, you do whatever. To get that taken care of today. Next week,
pretty.
Can you imagine the IXL dance party next week with everybody in?
It's gonna be huge.
Let me just tell you this too. We told the incoming sixth graders on Tuesday night about our IXL dance parties, and they didn't buy any of it. They didn't buy any. They must have heard, or they have IXL dance, or they do an IXL dance party, or some of you have told that our IXL dance party is not really a dance party. But it's fun.
It is fun. It's a good way to start off.
Yeah. And next year, it'll start off our Mondays during WIN, because we are going to have WIN next year during our Monday days.
Yes.
That's actually breaking news. That's breaking news to maybe teachers too. I don't think we've talked about it, but we just felt our best day was a Monday. But can you imagine the and plus when all the everything's done, I can play the music over the loudspeakers everywhere. I'm just
dancing in the hallway.
Just wait. Mm-hmm. It's going to be, to me, epic. And
maybe we can have a contest for the person to pick the music for the diagnostic dance party.
Yes. What I'll do is draw the person. You tell me what song to play during diagnostic IXL dance party. I'll draw a person who's been diagnosed, and they'll pick the song for it.
I love that.
And that's, you know what? That's a great idea.
That is a great idea.
So it's a dance party.
Yes.
And then too, like, just, you know, it's just fun. So don't tell the incoming sixth graders anything. Let them find out on their own.
We're trying to make it more fun. We realize it's not the best thing.
Yeah.
This is why we're trying to make it more fun.
It's like announcements. Oh wait, what's for lunch today?
Oh, I have the lunch.
You have that. I remember Miss Ava gave you the form. So Thursday lunch.
Okay, this is not guaranteed because it is before the actual day. So it looks like it should be walking taco.
Oh, excellent.
Or breaded chicken patty on bun. So next week, I know for sure. This still could be a little bit wonky, but that should be what it is.
Can you imagine like learning Like seriously, there's some of us out here are learning English still, but you hear a walking taco and you think a taco that walks.
Yeah.
But normally if you're a walking person or you're a walking dog or you're a walking clock, you know, what has 4 legs and ticks? Not a walking clock, it's just a dog. So that's whatever. By the way, for those of you out here, Miss Gage, and you can blame her later, she gave me a whole list of just like those dad jokes.
She just gave you some jokes.
Oh yeah, she got to say, yeah. So they're getting
I rolled my eyes, but I knew we'd probably hear a couple.
Yeah, so the cringe factor is off the charts right now. Can't wait.
Oh God.
But you know what? It was good to be back. It's good to be back on doing announcements, having fun.
Missing you guys.
Yeah, talking about food and 90s music. Maybe we need more topics. What topics would you like to hear us talk about?
Oh, yes. That would never be another one. Send us some emails. What can we chat?
Quite frankly, when we talk about 90s music, we're actually leaving out most people that are watching this right now because a lot of our teachers are even younger than that.
Yeah, they're probably like the 90s. I wasn't even born in the 90s.
Right. Or they were born in the 90s because so nothing like feeling that old when you're here.
I know. Yes.
But let's play out a little Shaka Khan. Shaka Khan. Have a good Friday Eve, everybody.